And we have new details this morning surrounding last week's mass shooting on Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia. Police releasing documents that shed more light on the gunman's plot. Now, these are images of court documents. The father and son recorded a video about their justification for the planned attack. Police say they had a homemade pipe bomb and tennis ball bomb that were thrown at the crowd. None of those bombs detonated, but police described them as viable IEDs, or improvised explosive devices. 15 people were killed in that attack. One of the gunmen, the father, also killed. The surviving gunman, the 24-year-old son, has been transferred from a hospital to a prison. Police say there is evidence that they were planning the attack for months. Katie Silver joins me now from Sydney, Australia. Katie, good to have you back on this. Australia's Prime Minister facing mounting criticism that he hasn't done enough to curb the rise in anti-Semitism in Australia. So talk to me more about that, about the criticism that he's facing, but what he's also saying.
Yeah, sure. So there has been widespread criticism from opposition leaders, from other political parties, as well as from the Jewish community. Last night at the Vigil in Bondi, I was there. We heard very loud heckles and boos levelled at the Prime Minister. Many, as I say, saying that there was a 13-point plan released earlier this year by the government, by a government commission report, and he failed to enact any of those recommendations or enough of those recommendations. So he has been well and truly criticised. Now we're hearing an apology, and many in the Jewish community, I think, thinking that this has come a week too late. Many people I've been speaking with very, very angry. This is a little bit of the apology, what Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has delivered today.
As Prime Minister, I feel the weight of responsibility for an atrocity that happened whilst I'm Prime Minister. And I'm sorry for what the Jewish community and our nation as a whole has experienced.
Now, with this, he has also said that he's called for unity and asked for the country to come together. But opinion polls do suggest he has dropped somewhat. We heard, for example, a recent study has found that before this he was up 6 points, now less than 9 or -9. So certainly a significant political ramifications for him as well.
It is indeed. And coupled in with all of that, of course, those ongoing conversations with regards to gun control. Has enough been done? We know that the state parliament in New Wales is now looking at new, tougher gun control laws. What more can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so this was a very unusual move by the Premier of New South Wales, Chris Minns. He has recalled Parliament. This is typically a very quiet time in Australia's governance, heading into Christmas, January, of course, being the summer. So normally things are all but shut down, but he's recalled Parliament to try and get some emergency legislation over the line. And he, on the other hand, was really cheered last night. Many people very supportive of him. This is a little bit of what he had to say earlier today.
We have got a responsibility to knit together our community that comes from different races and religions and places from all over the world. But we can do it in a peaceful way, because I'm convinced that most Australians want to live together in peace and harmony and have no interest in poking each other.
So Chris Minns has said that New South Wales will have the toughest gun laws in the country. That's been something that he's used as a badge. In terms of what these reforms are, we're still waiting to hear exactly. Part of it is going to be trying to cap the number of firearms that people can hold. So up to 4 firearms. Currently, there's no limit. And so that means that they've cited in Parliament today that up to about 70 people have more than 100 firearms, and there's even one person in the state with 298 firearms. The question being, of course, one of the shooters who did have a licence had 6 firearms, many saying, why did a man in suburban Sydney need so many firearms? Now, this, of course, is also being tried at a federal level by Anthony Albanese. He's saying that he wants to cap the number of guns people have, limit the types that they can have, and also try and bring in a register of licenses, because currently it's being done state by state. Some states, it's still even on paper. It's not even digitised. So there's a long way to go. He said that he's going to be helping states to try and get their records digitised. But it's certainly been something of a downfall for Australia, which has really been internationally recognised for its sweeping gun laws. And of course, this all came after a very horrific massacre in Australia in the late 90s. Now, many saying that they're somewhat outdated and that they need to get these back on track. We're also hearing as well from the Premier about trying to make fewer protests after terrorist attacks, as well as curbing whether or not people can wear masks when they're protesting or at public events. So certainly a lot of reform here and a lot of discussion, but that also means a lot of debate.
Appreciate the update on all of this, Katie. Thank you for this. Katie Silverforce in Sydney.